AKwaaba, welcome back to my channel. My name is AKwaaba and this is WHATSTHEWAHALAESI, where we discuss all the wahala from the week. Thank you so much for joining me. This past week got a little spicy. So without further ado, let's get into our big three.
Cause we the big three, don't need a big speech. We made the biggest impact, check the spreadsheet.
Starting off, our big three is Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj was announced as the Michael Jackson Vanguard recipient. Congratulations to her. Yes, she is getting her flowers while she's still alive to receive them, and I'm so happy and proud because it is deserved. Like, it really is. I'm so excited to see how that's going to come together. The VMAs are actually going to be premiering on August 28th, so stay tuned. And also, if you have not watched it yet, I have my VMAs reaction up right now to the nominations, who I think should win. Yes, and on top of that, Super Freaky Girl, her new single is coming out this Friday at midnight, and Queen Radio is going to happen this Thursday, today, at 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. EST. If you are interested in watching or listening, it is going to be on the AMP app. It is a new app, AMP app. That is where it's going to be. Alright, moving on to our next story. The Breakfast Club is over. Not really. Just Angela Yee will be leaving the highly acclaimed show The Breakfast Club to start her own highly syndicated daily show, and also her podcast Lip Service is also going to be another highly syndicated show. So that is great news to her. Congratulations to her. I think that it's a great step for, you know, when women get their own shows and they get big platforms like this, especially Black women. So congratulations to Angela Yee, and I'm interested to see how the Breakfast Club is going to move on after this. Are they going to get a new host, or are they going to keep it with just Charlamagne and DJ Envy? Or are they just going to change the whole thing up? Well, I'm not sure, but let's stay tuned. And lastly, on our big three, I hate to report on this, but Jackie Aina was called out this past week for her new collection under her candle line Forever Mood. The collection is called the Owambe collection. This is in celebration of her birthday and a part of who she is, which is half Nigerian. And so this collection was to represent, you know, Nigeria, different aspects of Nigeria with the different candles. And so usually in her collection, she releases 4 different candles. The candles' names were No Wahala, Soft Life, and Spice of Life. But there was one more candle, because it's a 4-part collection, that got all the backlash. So the name of this candle was called Sorosoke, which in Yoruba means to speak up. But that saying had a lot to do with the NSARS movement. If you don't know what the NSARS movement is, it is the call for the disbandment of the special force in the Nigerian government that uses excessive force, does a lot of bad things to the citizens that are there, and they cause a massacre to also happen in the country. All this went on in 2020, and Jackie Aina didn't have much to say about it at the time. And a lot of her supporters were looking for her to say something because she claims Nigeria. And so they wanted her to use her platform to speak up. And she kind of got a lot of push behind it, and then eventually she did say something. And so people are upset that, first of all, that she is using the saying that just holds so much pain behind it to profit off of it, and then also that she didn't originally say that she was in support of NSARS or anything for the movement until people felt like it was too late. I know I usually give my opinions on these things, and all I really want to say about it is, yes, I don't think that it was the right thing for her to do. Her company released a statement saying that they understand the hurt that they caused, and they're going to recall the candle. They've recalled it. They've taken it off the shelves. It is now just a 3-part candle collection. So they understand the mistake, and it shouldn't have happened. And I understand that other people say that mistakes like this shouldn't even happen in the first place. I totally understand where people are coming from. I think the only part of me that feels like it was wrong of the other side to do was just, I don't know, I feel like people are so unforgiving and I understand everybody has a right to feel the way that they want to feel. Like, you are definitely valid in your concerns and the things that you feel, but I also feel like people are just so like, you are spreading hate with hate, and it just doesn't, two wrongs don't make a right. And so that is just all I want to say about that. Please don't crucify me too, but I just think that, you know, in order to teach, we just have to do it with love, and in order to move forward, we have to do it in love as well. So that's where I'm coming from with it. All right, you guys, that is it for our big three. Let's head to our weekly wrap up. Taylor Swift said she did not know who 3LW was prior to being sued over the Players Gon' Play lyric in Shake It Up. Players, they gon' play, and haters, they gonna hate. You don't know who 3LW is? Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson have reportedly broken up, and Pete Davidson is also reportedly in trauma therapy due to Kanye West's social media attacks. Irv Gotti sat down with Drink Champs to do an interview where he had too much to say about Ashanti. If you want to watch the full video, it is up on their Drink Champs channel right now. Brittany Griner was sentenced to 9 years in prison after being found guilty over drug smuggling charges in Russia. I hope that something happens so we can get her back home soon. Earlier this week, Doja Cat shaved her head, shaved her whole hair of head and her eyebrows, and honestly, I think she looks good. And lastly, Queen Sugar is returning for its last final season on OWN this September. I hope it's going to be a great farewell. All right, you guys, that was our weekly wrap up. Let's head into what's on my playlist. What is on my playlist? What am I listening to? What am I getting into? What am I watching? I am listening to Break My Soul remix. It is now out. It is featuring Madonna, which is a great collaboration. And in the song, Beyonce calls out a lot of queens and just, you know, highlights them. And Nicki and Rihanna. Yes, the music Holy Trinity is well alive. I'm also listening to Rotimi Throwback and Fireboy DML's album. Those two, that song, Rotimi Throwback, is a good one, and Fireboy DML is something that I'm still getting through, but I'm enjoying it so far. So if you guys have not listened to those songs, add it to your playlist today. And as you guys know, I love to end my show with some positivity and some great vibes. And today's quote actually comes from a Bible verse. And if you do not believe in the Bible and God and all that, the message still reigns true. So just kind of listen to what I'm going to say about it. If not, you can totally skip. You do not have to listen to it. And I'll see you at the next episode. This verse comes from Psalm 23. You or thou prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. In every situation, I know a lot of situations feel like they are dire. They don't feel like they're going to come together. You may be broke, dealing with financial problems. You may be dealing with problems with your relationship, with your family, whatever. There doesn't seem to be any glimmer of hope, but in all those situations, God makes a way for you. He always sets a table before you, meaning that in the midst of all the bad things that you are going through, there is so much to be grateful for. There are so many blessings in that. And if you don't believe in God, it's the same thing. Whatever you're going through, there is always going to be other things to be grateful for. The fact that you are alive right now, the fact that you even have family to be going back and forth with, the fact that you still have a job, you just may not be making enough money. It's like there are still blessings, there are still things to be grateful for. And once you are grateful for those things, then you will continue to be blessed. Then it makes way for more blessings to come through. And he will always make a table for you in the presence of your enemies, in the presence of your struggles. It will always be there. And so just hold fast to that, and it will literally lead you through any situation in life, to better situations in life. Once you're grateful, then more blessings come to you. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Medase pa. I will see you next week for a new episode of What's the Wahala AC. Bye.
Oh, is it you saucy?